Continuing with our heart chakra, we're going to start on the floor with a bolster or cushion under the heart. And we're going to end the same way, you guys. So have it handy, but draw the cushion, pillows, maybe a big blanket stack underneath the back. You can always kind of tilt it as well. If you want to tilt a bolster against a couch, you can lift it. We just want to get our heart off the ground to kind of lift the heart as we move into our heart chakra space of our chakra journey on Tuesdays. So settling into the breath. Just letting go of the breath, maybe connecting to the breath, whatever relationship you need with the breath right now, invite that into your space and your time. Our heart opening practice, we are going to open the side body, front body, back body, to physically invite in the feeling of expansion in that area of the body. Our heart chakra resides in the chest, in the heart space. And in Sanskrit, the word Anahata, it means unstruck. And the meaning of unstruck is referring to the deepest part of ourselves that is not changed, that doesn't change. It is unstruck by any external. It's that source, it's that soul. So just guide your inner eye towards your soul. Draw your inner eye towards oneness and love. Love towards yourself and love towards all beings. Feel your heart lift. Maybe notice the heart suspend. Just notice the heart. Maybe bring the arms out to the side like a T. Notice the chest opening as the shoulders are out like a T. You can bring the arms up above the head so the arms frame the head. Notice how that feels in the heart. Maybe it feels uncomfortable and it feels like it's contracting. Maybe it feels like it's expanding. Just explore how the chest feels as you move the arms up, or out, or down. Maybe our mantra for today, I choose to love. I choose to love. Offer a couple more breaths here. Nice supported, heart-opening bolster, toes. Notice how the heart feels. And now let's lift the back off the bolster And if it's comfortable, we're going to come onto our chest for just a few breaths. You can either bend the knees and have like a wide-legged child's pose and rest your heart on the bolster. If that doesn't feel so good on the hips or the knees, then just send the legs long and rest the chest on the bolster. Maybe a blanket underneath the knees, but just bring the heart to press, the front of the heart to press into the bolster. And if it doesn't feel good on the bolster, just come right onto the floor. Our objective here is just to feel the front of the heart supported. So whatever that looks like in your practice, on your mat, in your sacred space. Into the front of the heart, just say your mantra again. I choose to love. And choose to love. Deep breath in. And on an exhale, press up off of the bolster. And now our next shape, we're going to open up the side body. So there's some options. You can either roll onto your back and bring your hips over to one side of the mat, and then your feet and your wrists to the other side. So on your back, and we're in our little banana pose. So the hips towards the left side, the ankles towards the right side corner of the bottom, arms towards the top right, and just let that side body extend. Another option is to take that pillow with a blanket and to lie on it across on the side. So we can be on our side, let our arms come up above, and the legs out long, so we can either be on our side, kind of rounding over the bolster, or on the back, feet and arms in one direction, hips on the other side. And feel the side of your heart. The lungs expanding along the side body, the heart suspended. I choose to love. Exhale, if you're on the bolster on your side, gently roll over to the other side and let that side body come across the bolster, the arms come over the head. And if you're on your back, then bring your hips to the right side of the mat, the feet and ankles towards the bottom left corner, arms and hands towards the top left corner. And just rest like a banana on the ground. Breathe into the other side body. I choose to love. I choose to love. One more deep breath in. If you're in your banana pose on your back, just bring the feet in line with the hips and everything kind of in a straight line. If you're on your bolster, lift up, come onto your back, onto the floor, moving the bolster out of the way. And then we're going to bring our back to the ground. Maybe find a happy baby. So the knees come towards the chest. We can either grab onto the shins, let the hands hold the shins, or maybe the hands hold the sides of the feet or the toes, and just kind of pull those knees towards the chest or the floor. We can offer a slight rock. And sigh. Feeling the connection of the back body to the floor, to the ground, completely supported. The front of the heart beaming towards the sky, up towards the heavens. And sigh. And now bring those feet, maybe come together so we're kind of on our back and your feet can be in butterfly. Sometimes I like to do that before I bring my feet to the floor. So we'll eventually bring the soles of our feet to the ground. And then lift the hips up so the low back comes down. So the low back is on the ground. The feet are maybe hip distance apart. And now let's just tilt the pelvis. So bring the front of the pelvis up, so we're kind of rounding, so we have space underneath that low back. And then we'll exhale, bring the low back to the ground. And just do that a couple times, just rocking the pelvis. Creating some space between the back and the floor. And then like bringing the low back like a suction cup to the ground. Just moving back and forth, bringing some awareness to the low back. Supporting some circulation and just energetic release in the low back. A couple more breaths. And on an exhale, let's roll over to one side and come up to a seated position. And when we get to a seat, we can either have our feet, we can kind of be cross-legged if we want, or if we want to bring one leg to the ground, the other in front, so the shins are kind of one in front of another. Bring your hands to your knees, and we're just going to kind of rock side to side. Opening up from the hip to the armpit. And as you begin to move a little bit, maybe you decide to bring an arm over, and opening up the side body again, a little sway. And then the breath can go and leave the body, and then it comes back in, and it goes and leaves the body. Just moving with some breath, and moving maybe quick or slow. And then let's bring our hands back to our knees. And let's do a seated cat-cow. So that little pelvis tilt, that low back round that we did on the ground, we're just going to do it now in a seat. So we can bring the sits bones kind of back, the chest forward, round the back, head goes back. Exhale, rounding the top of the back, the thoracic region, chin to the chest. Just flow back and forth, bringing awareness to the pelvis for a couple rounds. And then let's bring our awareness to the heart and the shoulders for a couple rounds. Maybe closing the eyes and just feeling the movement. Not thinking about tucking the chin, bringing the head back, but just feeling the movement of the spine, the rounding of the back. And then when you get those shoulders over the hips, pause for a second, and let's just change the cross in the legs. So if we had the left leg in front, bring it behind, the right leg comes back, switch the legs, find that stillness, and now we're just gonna go back and forth, like side to side. So left hand to the right knee, the right hand comes back, and then bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand goes back. So now it's just a little gentle twist. And if that doesn't feel okay on the knees, then you can bring them out wide, but make sure you kind of ground the sits bones and just pay attention to the body. It's a little bit of a different stability if they're crossed or if they're long. Just a little twist. Noticing how that low back responds, and when we go side to side versus front to back. Now one more time each side, maybe pausing on one side, and then pausing on the other side. And then bringing everything to the front. Let's bring our hands to our heart before we stand up. Feeling the heart as we sit. Then when you're ready, you can release the prayer position and come to a standing position, but come right into prayer as we stand. You can face the front of your mat, or you can face the side, the long edge. But bring the hands of prayer, connecting with that heart, noticing how the heart feels. If it feels like there's some tension around it, or if it feels like there's some expansion and not judging, but just noticing. Maybe saying out loud or to yourself, I choose to love. Ground through the feet. They can be mat distance apart. They can be hip distance. They can be toes touching. We're going to extend our arms up to the sky. And then we'll do our banana pose standing. So let's go over to the left or the right, finding our lateral stretch, the side of the heart. Then over to the other side. And then just go back and forth at your own pace. You can separate the hands or press the palms together. Just breathing into the heart. The element of the heart is the air element. So think of air, it's light, kind of pervades everywhere. So let's invite our love to be light and all pervading. Bring your hands above our head. Maybe the hands separate. They can be out like a Y. Let's bend our knees and bring the heart parallel with the ground as we hinge at the waist. Then come up to the sky. Bend the knees, send the hips forward just a little. Slight back bend. Heart lifts, go back. Hinge forward. And just go back and forth. Just a couple times. A little back bend. And then a hinge at the waist forward. Nice. The next time you come to the back, bending, go right up to stand. Shoulders stack over the hips. And bring our hands down to the side. That left foot, and then step the right foot back. Pivot the right foot to the long edge. Yep. And then bend that front knee. And I think maybe the recording cut out. I'm going to step my feet wide because I've noticed lately I've been keeping my feet close. So find the distance between the feet that really feels right. And maybe notice if you've been keeping your feet wide, maybe bring them closer and just kind of have a different relationship with it today. And even though we're opening up our hips, we're going to bring our awareness to the side body. So let's bring our feet wide. Bring that bend to the knee as much as you want. And then send the back hand towards that straight leg. And then reach the right arm up and notice the side body stretch. So our hips are open, right? And our shoulders are open and chest is open. But we're going to focus on the side body, how it feels with our hips facing the front and open. And then let's bring our left elbow to the top of that leg or whichever leg is in the front. And notice the side body stretch on the side. As we reach our hand up or over the head or up to the sky. And then we'll exhale, send the arm back. That front hand goes up and over. We reach across the head or up towards the sky. Notice the stretch maybe from the hip bone to the armpit. Maybe we notice it from shoulder to shoulder across the chest as we send our shoulder blades together, kind of pinching and shoulders open. And then exhale, bring that hand, maybe the elbow rests on that top of the thigh, or maybe the hand reaches down, the arm is off of the leg, and the right arm reaches up. But our objective is to open the side body to bring some space into the lungs on the side so that heart can open. And now let's exhale, bring the arms back. So we extend through the arms, ground through the feet. Let out a sigh. And now let's bring our hands to our hips, pivot the feet towards the long edge. That front leg that was bent, we're going to bend the back leg and kind of feel into the hips this time. So we're going to lean over towards that back leg and then pivot the left foot towards the sky, or that front foot. And then bring the foot to the ground. So now we're going to bring the hips, notice the hips, and pivot so that left foot goes to the sky, and then bring it down. And now straighten the legs and pivot that back foot towards the short edge. And now sink down, finding that warrior two base. And then open up the arms. Bringing awareness to the side body. And then when you're ready, yes, sink in, and then bring that arm back and reach to the sky. Creating the expansion, and just allow yourself to move back and forth. Noticing the nuance in the body as we reach and ground with the foot. Yeah, nice, really nice. Again, that heart is the air element, so feel some pervasion of love and levity. And let it go, release. And the next time you come back through, reach the fingertips to either side of the mat. Pivot the legs, the back foot towards the long edge, and then we're going to bend over to that front leg. And then with that right foot grounded, kind of reach the toes to the sky. Bend that leg as much as you need to. Find some stability. Our kind of side lunge, opening up the hip socket. If that doesn't feel too hot, then bring the feet really close and just maybe kind of wiggle the back leg, rolling on the foot. One more breath. Now the feet face the long edge. Let's straighten our legs. Point the toes towards the corners. Bend the knees, heels in. Let's find a goddess squat for just a couple breaths. The knees kind of go towards the pinky edge of the foot. That pelvis tucks. So as if we were on the ground, there'd be no space between the back and the floor. So feel that in this pelvic area. The tuck, the navel up, the sacrum down. Let's bring our arms out, palms to the sky. And let's bring some awareness to the side body and the sides. The right elbow towards the right thigh and lift up with the left hand. And then bring the arms up so that you reach up past the ears and then bend the arms and over to the left side, the arm reaching over. Nice strong legs. And then exhale back to the middle. Maybe the arms go all the way to the sky. Good. Exhale, bend the elbows, right elbow towards the top of the thigh. Inhale. And exhale back to the middle. Last time over to the side, opening up the opposite side body that's facing the sky. Exhale back to the middle. And then release the hands down, straighten the legs, let's face the front of the mat, pivot the feet forward. And you exhale to step it forward and then shake out the hips side to side. Maybe we used to do it on Thursday, we'll do it Tuesday, hula hoop. Really exaggerate those hips, send them forward, over to the side and back in the opposite directions. And then ground the feet, left foot grounds, and the right foot grounds, weight goes into the right foot. And then shift the weight to the left foot and over to the right foot. And now ground into the left. Step the right foot back. Maybe it goes far, far, far back. And then you exhale to bend that knee and find a crescent lunge. Maybe it's really close and there's not much of a bend in the knee. And then we're going to inhale to bring the arms up. And with awareness on the heart space, we'll exhale to bring our hands in prayer, crescent lunge. Inhale nice and deep. And then when you exhale, expand the arms out. Breathe in. And then we'll exhale, twist towards that leg that's behind us. So that bent knee, or that bent leg, we're going to twist the opposite way. And feel the heart open from a heart space out to the fingertips. Maybe you want to bring that back hand towards the back of the leg and the front arm lifts up to the sky. Yep. And then we have our side body stretch and a little twist. Balancing. Exhale, bring the arms back out. Palms face that long edge of our mat. And then we'll exhale, bring the palms to face the front of the mat. Exhale, step it forward. Lift that right knee up to the sky. Fingertips come up and then extend that right leg out just for funsies. Breathe in. Exhale, hand comes to the heart. The right foot grounds. Bring the feet nice and wide. Toes point out. Let's exhale, kind of sit down for a sumo squat. It's not quite goddess, but it's not really chair. It's just kind of like a sumo. And maybe we come onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. Feel that lower core. Exhale back onto the heels. Onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels up. Exhale, ground. Inhale, rise. Nice. Exhale, release. Hands come to the side. Step the feet together. Toes face the front of the mat. Ground into the right foot. And when you're ready, step that left foot back to find our crescent lunge. And once you have that base, that stability, inhale to reach the hands to sky. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms out nice and wide, expanding from the heart space to the fingertips. And when you're ready, maybe you stay here. Maybe this feels really right for your heart today. If you want to twist, exhale, twist over to that straight leg side, extend through the hands. Maybe you gaze over that front thumb. Maybe you gaze over the back thumb, offering some movement in the neck. And when you're ready, bend that back hand towards the back leg. Reach up for the sky. Our side body twist here on the other side. Really nice, guys. Really nice. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the arms back out, pointing one short edge of the mat to the other. Exhale, heart comes forward. And now here comes our, just for fun, bring the hands down, sweep them up as we step into the right foot and send that left leg out and forward. Breathe in. Balance, strong core. Exhale, bring the foot down. Bring the hands down. Then sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana. Let the hands hang, maybe grab opposite elbows. And this back bending that we've been doing, this tilting of the pelvis, let's relax that low back with the weight of the elbows pulling towards the tops of the feet, the head pulling the back down, inhaling and exhaling. And sigh. Breathe in. And out. And now bring the hands down to the ground. And let's step our feet or walk the feet. In fact, let's walk our feet nice and slow towards the back of the mat. And as we come back, bring awareness to the side body, feeling how the side body changes as our hands ground and our feet go back. And then find our Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let the breath go. And now we'll inhale, let's roll it forward. So shoulders stack over the wrists. You can always lower down the knees. We're gonna roll back to downward facing dog, but I want you to really notice the side body, the lungs, and the heart as we roll it back. Let's do that on your own. So rolling forward on an inhale, bringing awareness to the lungs, the heart, the chest. And then exhaling to go back. So we inhale to find plank and we exhale to go back. And our awareness is on the heart space. Creating maybe some new awareness or a different relationship with downward facing dog. We often think of the backs of the legs, the hands, the shoulders. Let's notice our lungs and our heart. And the next time you come up to your plank pose, let's lower down our knees, our chest, and our chin come under our stomach. So lowering all the way down. And then lift those hips, maybe rock side to side over to one hip, and then over to the other. And then extend the legs long. Tops of the feet come to the ground. You can bring the feet mat distance apart. The hands come underneath the shoulders. Let's just press the hands down with the heart. Elbows can point back. And then lower down the heart. Press the hands in, lift the heart. And then lower. Inhale to lift the heart. And then lower down. And now pause at the bottom. The chest, the heart on the floor. Extend the arms back so the fingertips reach for the heels. Now let's lift the chest and really reach for the heels with the fingertips. Pulling the shoulders back towards the hips. Fingertips towards the heels. And the heart reaching forward. Inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Hands can come down at our side. Cheek comes to the floor. Let's breathe in. Exhale, sigh. Another breath in. And out. Now inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head, lifting the shoulders, peeling the shoulders and the chest off the floor. The fingertips reach for the heels. Maybe we lift the tops of the thighs off the ground so the pelvis presses into the earth, the pubic bone, or keep the legs forward. And exhale, lower everything down to the ground. Breathe in. And exhale. Now an option to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Hands can press into the floor, or maybe the hands come in prayer. Then we're gonna curl our toes under, lift the hips, coming into our forearm plank. You can always lower down the knees. But let's hover the heart. That air element, hovering. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. And then let's send the hips back. Bring the knees mat distance apart. And then the heart's signature pose, hands come down, the forearms can be lifted. Anahata, heart melting pose. Forehead to the floor. Maybe the forehead hovers, but that heart is reaching down for the earth. Let out a sigh. Deep breath in. If it doesn't feel good for you to be on your knees, just come down on top of your legs and just bring the arms out, extend in front of the body, palms down, and just lift the heart just a little, ramming the chin to the chest. That's an option if traditional heart melting pose doesn't feel good. Otherwise, melt that heart into the earth. The front of the heart, reaching down. Now let's glance up at the hands and walk our hands over to the right side. A side stretch, left side of the heart, opening up. And then exhale. Maybe noticing, you feel this in the side body, maybe the shoulders, maybe the hips, just being present. Exhale, glance up at the hands. Gently walk the hands over to the other side, towards the left. The right hand can stack on the left, maybe it's just side by side. And then letting go. Letting go. I choose to love. I choose to love. On an exhale, glance at the hands, walk the hands forward to the middle. Gently roll up, coming into tabletop, just so we can reach our bolster and bring it to the ground. And then we're going to melt our back body onto our bolster, our cushion, blanket stack, whatever it is that we have underneath us to support us in lifting the heart. Find this bolster, this restorative shape to support you, and stay here as long as you want. Moving into your shavasana whenever you're ready. Maybe this is your shavasana, but I'm not going to cue shavasana. I'm going to let you go there on your own if you should choose to. It's melting into this shape. Maybe allowing that mantra to fill your space. I choose to love. I choose to love. What is it like to choose to love? Just feel that in every fiber of your being. Feel love in every cell of your body. Feel it as a noun, as a thing, as an existence. Feel love as a verb, action, the expression. Feel it as a truth. Release into love. I choose to love. Allowing yourself to relax, allowing that air element to add lightness and freedom. Feeling that connection to love itself, the source of love. Knowing that you are source, that you are limitless love, unstruck. Let's begin to count down from 5 to 0 as we begin to transition to our pranayama and meditation. If you'd like to remain in shavasana or you're supported, restorative, you're welcome to.
When you get to 0, coming up to a seat, if that's what your practice is calling for today. Our pranayama for today is our Brahmari pranayama, which is that buzzing bee breath. We're doing this pranayama because that buzzing, this humming sound that we create, connects us with the Mahaprana, the unmanifest prana within us of the universe, that unstruck source. So connecting with the psychic sound, the source, even deeper than we already are. So because we make a humming sound, I'm going to let you do this on your own for 5 inhales and exhales, breathing out until you can't breathe out anymore. And when you get to your last end of your 5th exhale, just go right into your seated posture. So our pranayama, we bring our thumb into the fold of the ear and we'll press that in. We bring our index and middle finger to cover the eyelids gently, not pressing, but just resting on the eyelids. Our ring fingers come to just slightly narrow the nasal, and the pinkies are on the top lip towards the edge of the mouth. So top lip on edge of the mouth, ring towards on the outside of the nose, middle and index rest on the eyelids, closing the eyes. And then we'll breathe in, we close the mouth, and we exhale a humming noise out when we close the ear. So whenever you're ready, just inhale deeply and exhale hum for 5 inhales and exhales. Let's bring our awareness to our physical heart. Maybe noticing if we feel a physical vibration or what's left of the physical vibration of our Brahmari pranayama. Bringing awareness to our spiritual heart. And as if we could fathom the deepest part of ourselves that is unstruck. Feeling our connection to Source. It's not even a union because that implies separateness in order to unite. It's just that existence of self, the existence of Source that is us. We are pure light Source. Let's bring our hands together in front of our physical heart. Maybe pressing our thumb knuckles against our chest. Feeling the heart beating against the thumb. Offer a deep breath in. Exhale. Om Shanti. 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 Om. Namaste.